Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Asema European Union ebisa Africa na Denis Miracle Aboagye edebetudwa na yafane audio no edebesomo ebi ene say after say Dr Bawumia ekopiem ewo Brazils Belgium na wode kwanya ewiase economy na woka bibi fa trade war ho ene tariffs no ensema European Union ebisa say enti Africa yewo nindifo sei ena yemo mo kwan na wo mumu man abusia Denis Miracle Aboagye Nsem-Pii agu ho after say Dr Bawumia ekokasa ye ewo Brazils Belgium na wiye wasan edena di ekochim o UK na wodi enkomo efa ewiase edwadie ho ene ewiase economy ho na we de ye nche yenko na ensema Denis Miracle Aboagye wodi to ho efa the European Union ekafa Dr Bawumia ho na Chief Justice a NDC for asipini se kiane kin ombeyi no waka bibi fa ho yenko timra na hu ensema ekoso o man konko Ghana na hu se Dr Bawumia no woye ewiase nyina asset na enye MPP amayuku no nko ana enye Ghana nko yenko timra yeba Nsem-Pii TV ensema hodo egopun so no yebeto atiefo so yenko mra
yene eye Denis Miracle Aboagye oye 8 edema eye Dr Bawumia na Dr Bawumia ne amebo ni bi no yene no ni nkomo ne other issues a eda yapono so Denis mache Nyanko pa do bako na hunso an
adomla do me so
ye de nyanko pa ase obo se kokasai ewo bruni kro so efa yes kasam totu ye ne normal etese ye ne titro bibimemu no mni ade na sa we na kas na botai ne sen okwa appeal ho.
Well, I think that two meetings and Dr Bawumia I hear so far in the past few days. When he said the MPP members of the National Democratic Union IDU in the IDU a conference or Belgium Brussels and see Mampeni Abide Sheda Dr Bawumia could join the IDU in fact a honor IDU meeting that's an Okokasa about the trade war in the tariffs, where he made that very emphatic point about tariffs not being a solution to the global trade imbalances. But he was on the view say what is crucial for the global leaders to build trust amongst each other, to balance and make sure that there is equity in the international trade. Free one. And Oko UK, the Cambridge Africa Business Conference for 2025. And the theme was on Africa. The theme says Africa tomorrow, driving innovation, growth, and global influence. And Dr. Bawumia someone or catching the Asia on stage now and they say Africa you're one of the biggest opportunities. In fact, your population is a very youthful population. And we have a lot of untapped resources. And he believes that your more innovation, now a bit more creative. We can influence the global economy even than we anticipate. And he has been outlining Nema or Dibite, the Hubin say now your position to be a leader in the global economy as we wish. Waka about how to drive our economies with digitalization. Is the firm belief that the digital economy, is crucial. And for us to be part and be competitive into as a continent in the global trade space, it's still making sure that they formalize the economy. Now, on the digital economy that is driving the world now.
So we share the current economic gains on main yenya looking at normal na Dr Bawumia editor na kwa say it seems that there are positive strides ahead of us. So, as far as I seek some to any concern,
and command me with the 2022, 2023, 2024 Benjamin and say, Nema, Dr. Bawumia, Eka Hwansem, and in your manner or champion ewa Baimuno. And your no ma, and Hunsun Sansono, and Yadia Huno Precope. In Nsem-Pii, and Yakono, Emma, before. Then you say, the output, and I say outcome, you don't see it in real time. And see, normally, you've been demotivating for African leaders to pursue because by the time I will say, you positive outcome. Now, but one blossom. Now you decide to say, now over town, you're then away. It's so a lot of these things Dr. Bawumia speak of, medium and long term, friend is saying, tenor. And see, in the short term, and yeah, possible, and I say likely to be as well. It is a one thing to one. Over power by the guys and Yamanato. And then, oh, hang your man, possible, come on, even and that a band will crowd see, or my penny on the one of my Casimir, or no, is today speaking of and pushing a lot of them, Dr. Bawumia, a big kind, a car, once a month. It takes time. But eventually, there's a mining enemy. Not only may I Dr. Bawumia can once a month, or mining to me to talk with more. And for so of us, a big brain and some of the ball, and send the yellow over the period. So Dr. Bawumia's objective has been said. Yemi, let us fix the fundamentals of our country's economy and our society, hinging it on digitalization, where we can identify every citizen. We can identify every transaction by every citizen. We can identify every activity that happens within the economy. And in terms of security and safety, it ensures that your people are more secure and safer. In terms of the engagement and transaction among citizens, it ensures that there is more transparency, there's more accountability, and then, of course, in terms of efficiency, productivity, a question saying the informal way, some normal way, Dr. Bawumia on 2 way. Or did you say, in as much as any corner there, and must say, Amaya Bayano, or not there. So, young quite on my way, a good beer, Ghana 4 day of my way, Beshan, or then making sure that Sunday, the better talk with Mama, or my not that, or mine so for so, if I saw such as a bar, or mine being near my power, my. If you understand, they know, can say, gold reserves are what building through the gold reserve program over the period, the gold purchase program over the past 8 years. It's a house also and then answer you. It is also the background, also no near by move. And see, you have fat credit to the client, but he has no regret because ultimately, in so Papa Eba, as a result of the gold purchase program, Ghana food
oh, but I don't know. We should admit, say Bank of Ghana governor Ekai said the previous administration gold for oil program, and Aboagye Timienya and now reserves. I don't need a credit enough,
Oh, about then he.
Oh yes, Wakan. On the Bank of Ghana governor Nakazane Ekai.
Oh, great. And to me, it's been sincere enough. But remember, I just say, you share gold purchase program, you now we can be. But you see, today we are seeing results. They are first one year to us our program as well. And once you say, okay, best thing is you and that is Dr. Bawumia for you. Or doing so many years ahead of the contemporaries. Or drink, he thinks into the future. And if we have such a person, I think that the country, they'll be able to buy. Now, for now, we're dedicated to support the government and the state in ensuring that maybe our minor ever pay the mono or then I dream to Abonsena Aboya mining now.
Dr. Bawumia and the economic issues. Looking at this current administration, say we share a year the exchange rate, inflation, and the answer about for much your form for better 5 consecutive windows. There be a from boy about from the windows in the BR. Eti yebisa say so would you say maybe at this current administration no they have put in certain things in place aboa ama system no ayes amaye.
My good name a politician.
Yeah.
It's my more political answer. Meaning this I make us me gidi ene say abaya wote so no. O man e koyia e wona aye. E say so a e wona aye. It's me meje abaya credit ngomo bia. There will be the technical and economical explanations to this. You understand? Which are facts. For example, the fact of the matter is that Bank of Ghana are pumping a lot of dollars into the economy as a result of gold exports from Maya. So gold exports from Maya, a lot of them are based on the gold purchase program. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia NPP are buying the buyer.
Yeah.
But let me put it on record today. It's a main miracle. They say NDC are buying a waffle and a dollar. I want to put it on record. Say, I buy your person or no, and I mind to pay the money, or no minus pay the money. It is a $9 air for more. NDC, I buy your money in fact. Sounds like the big banner and put in a car, and moment should only your money for you.
All right. Everyone, quick one on CJ, Chief Justice, your former Chief Justice. They said semi a ekosui. Em say buy no modema no etumi ye pa ye kan probe no crash ase last week no na otwetwe mu no some communication e free aye presidency eba betodwa. Mo follow the situation. Mo follow said the normal.
Oh Mark, say at the end here, you know the come about 2 weeks ago catch us Chief Justice here. I'm telling your mama, nothing is going to say me. When we ain't in a charade, because I understand the paper, nobody can cut what I say. He wants the Chief Justice out, and that he cannot fix the judiciary with the same Chief Justice. And the committee in the city, I am from a period our point of view. Lawyers are almost representing petitioners from the NBC lawyers. Mr. Chikata. Lawyer Tabio sorry, Oliver Baka Mama, only the NDC lawyers. And it tells you where the thing is going. It tells you that it's politically motivated. We wish them well. Why? Me, I've told you that I really don't care who is Chief Justice. Because whoever becomes Chief Justice, is not going to use a different set of laws. You can't go and pick laws from my hometown latte to come and administer to me. It will be the same Ghana laws. And see, if the president wants, he can make his wife the Chief Justice. It won't change anything. It is the laws of Ghana that will apply. But what they are doing, almost set a very bad precedent. And I can tell them, the last time I told you, precedents can be interpreted as law. And since I was setting our precedents, we now in the future, I buy for now I buy for also, you see the same precedents, other things. I hope that they do not cry. They are in charge of the country. They are responsible for the security, safety of the country. They are responsible for protecting the democracy and the governance of this country. If they believe, forcibly, removing the Chief Justice is the way to go, they should do it. It should be part of their legacy. But they should remember that they will not be in power. You know, because I can't believe 1,200 days. Now, almost you are burning. They will be out of government. The new government will use what they are doing as a president. And at that time, they would have to face their rhythm.
Regardless of legal procedures, I will move follow no. Can someone say still a deliberate attempt and a deliberate action say obey Chief Justice every own?
Mark, that's a procedure there. Procedure can be followed, but it's the motive that's important. Procedure doesn't matter in this issue. After the procedure, you don't have to breach the procedure. It is the motive. Like I said, you don't have to breach the procedure, but it is the motive. What is the motive? What is the ulterior motive? I've been problem in shape their way energy. And it's quite clear. What kind of opposition is about the power? What kind of opposition is about with the NDC? With the NDC judges ever balance the bench? That's exactly what you're doing. So you may be following the procedure, but what's the motive? So the motive is important. It's extremely important. We cannot ignore the motive and the mindset behind what you're doing. And that's what we are talking about. Nobody is discussing procedure. Also, procedure there. I don't think that they've reached any procedure. No, but you are forcibly removing the Chief Justice. That one should be on record. You are okay. So let's put it this way: you are forcibly using the right procedure to remove the Chief Justice. It doesn't change anything, and it's unfair to the lady. It is unfair to her. It's unfair to her career. It's an affront to the judiciary. This is not the first time that the NDC as a party is going after the judiciary. In the history of this country, such incidents, you see 3 times. Akoya Kwame Nkrumah, Akukosa, Justice Akukosa, by force. So we did Asema Wendy Amano. The second time that this country experienced this such affront and attack on the judiciary was in 1982 by the same NDC, where they abducted and killed three judicial justices in this country. We can't find them. One of them, Sia Quantin, was a nursing mother. Sometimes we should even be grateful to God, say, with this particular, it's bloodless. Because in 1982, they killed them. At least this one, they are not killing them. And that alone should give us some comfort. But the NDC should learn something from history. They should learn something from history. And I can tell you, Mark, one of the biggest mistakes the NDC as a party will make is if they should go ahead and remove this woman. They will pay for it. I can tell you that. They will pay for it. Authority will deal with them. And it's a matter of time. Who they say, let's say the Comobio.
Quite do a woman dear bono, say one more tenacity and Shimona, quite do no, boyina. Now, you will be no watcher that's all you know.
Well, for that, I can give a dog a bad name and hang it. So, don't answer that. Oh, did Nam Kofa come here or Pomona who come at the macho, come at the what has the woman done? We'll say, one, the woman has sanctioned some judicial staff workers. Is it not within her right to do that? Judicial staff workers are they not under the judiciary, which is a completely separate arm of government that the executive has no control over? Another person say, or a lawyer, and I'm admitting Nakasa by heart, and will courtroom. Since when did that become a crime? Yenu Koma, and a justice at Tububa, a can't go for him, say John Molim, and will court. Since when did that become a crime? Must say, Mameno are presiding over a case of the minority in parliament. Why do you know incompetence? Now, Mameno presiding, or no, not a judge. She presided with so many other judges. Why are you going after a woman only? Must say, Mameno, any the queen in the back of the and I will here plane ticket car. I'm not in the for. Where is it in the conditions of service that says that she cannot do that? Or Mampeni, John Gamani Mahama. Isn't he the head of another arm of government? Otukwaya with Londina and Saraf Mahama. Don't we pay for it? Who is asking him to be removed because of that? So I just say, you see, like I'm saying, nobody is discussing the process and the procedure. What we are discussing, they say, you said it was in opposition, say, you want the woman out, and then you are in power and you are pursuing it. That is the most important thing. If he had not said that, I can be one opposition, and nobody will be discussing it. The fact that he opened his mouth and said it in opposition, and once in his government, he's pursuing it, that is where the issue is. It tells you that premeditated. And premeditation is evil. Premeditation is not right. Premeditation is not legal. And you know that for a fact.
Okay. Yabeshe na yahu the outcome. You say how much your probe na say. Nti yabeshe dey be free mo aba. But yeah koi last week an energy minister in green transition. Oni ebeka say fa dum so. I said you can then just say mo jaka to pa o. Na mena yen.
Eka. Okay, jaka say.
Say eka dakwa say yetua. I think I have to get the figures right. But as we speak, just say we need about $1.1 billion. Ye bit me ya feed the generators. Amano etimi ejina na so. Maintenance bi kura ya say na je say abanda dan kura yam say maintenance ni nyina akoko so. Ni nyina account na contribute to aye kan yen aye say yo.
Mark, ye beto eka of about $2 billion. Yes, sir. They were talking of about $2 billion. Yeah, it means that NDC are buying almost buying a car in our energy sector was about $2 billion. That $2 billion still almost your money can. Are you following the conversation? Over a car $2 billion. Still, going to me a money can. Going to me a money can, even in spite of the $2 billion debt that you left to us. Yeah, if you are buying a car, I think it's between 2.8 billion to about $3 billion. And yet, in 8 years, we gave you power. It's between you and the one Aboka in the energy sector. Okay, I bet you are not the age amount. Yeah, I bet you can be complaining. You bet you got 2 billion. You are complaining. Your manager to ensure say they keep power on for the people for 8 years. Oba, you know, fix it. I will complaining. And you know the same energy minister. I have 20 videos of him making Aboagye about how he can fix the energy sector. Is it not the same energy minister who said, say, when it comes within 100 days,